CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, a lot of people cleaning up today after heavy storms rolled through. Check out these pictures from the Santa Cruz Harbor. We are still dealing with some of the effects of yesterday's storm systems, including in our travel, and a new worry causing delays at SFO, where they have been dealing with a bomb scare this morning. But let's take a live look outside right now. You can see the wind is still whipping as we take a look from Mount Diablo. And I believe we are going to Zoe Mintz for a quick check on our forecast before we get to some of our other stuff today.
Well, we still have a lot of tricky travel throughout the afternoon, but it's not going to be nearly as tricky as what we felt yesterday. As the bulk of the storm system, that center of circulation, you can kind of see it just by looking at the swirl of cloud coverage. It is just now making its way onshore in Northern California. And as it does so, it's going to continue to weaken and only allow for some light rain throughout this afternoon, because there has been a lot of it and a lot of snow as well. Upwards of 3 feet of snow fell in just the past 24 hours on Mammoth Mountain, all the way up to Mount Rose. Heavenly saw over 1.5 feet of fresh powder. Those of you heading out to the skiing and snowboarding this weekend, I'm very jealous of you. Those of us who did have to deal with quite a lot of the rain over the past 24 hours, though, there was actually upwards of 4 to 7 inches across our North Bay communities. Only about 1 to 3 inches the farther south and the farther inland you got, but either way, we'll take whatever rain we can get. Again, a little bit more on the way this afternoon. I'll let you know when the sunshine will return, though, coming up my full forecast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Zoe. Yeah, speaking of the weather, that heavy wind and rain blew through Santa Cruz Beach last night, knocking over trees and piling sailboats on top of each other. One business owner saw the wind in action and described the scene.
It was super windy. All of our metal furniture all got blown into a big pile. I've been down here for like 30 years and never seen anything like this.
Yeah, he says he has a lot of work ahead of him if he wants to reopen for the weekend. 3 people died in an atmospheric river as it swept through Southern California, soaking the area and causing floods and mudslides on Christmas. First responders had to shut down part of the 101 freeway to lift people to safety in Ventura County. And Wrightwood, that's a mountain town outside of LA, had to be evacuated after it was hit by mudslides.
The sediment is all the way to the top because the wash behind just completely overflowed. Wrightwood is an incredible community, whether it's floods or fires or now this, they really pull together and they're out helping each other.
Many areas saw between 4 and 8 inches of rain over the past few days, way more than the typical 1 inch that we see this time of year there. Well, if you are traveling today, you're going to want to stay connected with us on air, online, the latest weather conditions and delays on the free CBS News app, or visit our website at KPIX.com. And we are going to have a live report from SFO coming up in a few minutes. Meantime, a developing story in San Jose. 4 people are being treated for gunshot wounds following a shooting earlier this morning. Police say that it happened just before 4 a.m. outside a local South Bay business near First Street. Roads were closed between Martha and Virginia Streets. Neighbors say that people were fighting in the street before the shots rang out.
2 big shots, like boom, boom, really scary at 3 in the morning. But the people there start yelling and screaming around 1:30 or 2 a.m.
No word yet on a motive. The investigation still ongoing. A federal judge in San Francisco is blocking one of President Trump's most aggressive deportation tactics. U.S. District Judge Pete Casey Pitts barred ICE agents from making arrests at Northern California courthouses, saying that the arrests are unjustified and harmful to people trying to resolve their cases. Lawyers say agents detained more than 100 people at local courthouses and several thousand nationwide under that policy. Well, the families of 7 people who died in the deadly fireworks explosion warehouse in Esparto are suing now both Yolo County and state regulators. That explosion happened on July 1st, just days before Independence Day. It destroyed the warehouse, killed everyone inside. The families claim that officials ignored warnings about an illegal fireworks operation and failed to enforce safety protocols at the site. The family is asking for $35 million. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, that live report from SFO. Also, lawmakers asking for details around the Trump administration's missile strikes on Nigeria yesterday, why they say he should have come to Congress first. And this weekend, a 49er matchup with the Bears. How things are looking ahead of the big game. And let's take another live look outside before we head to break. Be right back. Now back to the latest from the airport. A suspicious package was reported, shutting down part of Terminal 1 at SFO on this busy travel day. Veronica Macias is live at San Francisco International with more. I mean, that's the last thing people need on a day like this.
On a very busy day, the day after Christmas, it was packed this morning and Terminal 1 had to be evacuated. We're not being given very many details, and other than a canine alerted his handler that there was a suspicious package. They are trained to let the handler know when they may detect some explosive, and that was the case this morning. But we're not being told exactly what was in the package. We only know that the area here, Terminal 1, is now cleared, but it left a lot of people disappointed. On Friday morning, people traveling out of SFO not only dealt with the growing number of delays, but at about 8:30 in the morning, the entire area of Terminal 1 was being taped off. Airport security says they were alerted to a suspicious bag.
Officers coordinated and set up a perimeter and determined that the package, being suspicious, decided that the terminal should be evacuated.
We were just trying to check in, and we have a baby with us, and he told us to stay far away.
Passengers say they were told a security dog may have detected explosives, and the crowd was pushed back from American Airlines.
You know, you get to the airport, you don't want to see a bomb squad truck outside. There's a little bit of stress just because, you know, flights take off, I think, in an hour and 15 now, and we can't get to the desk, but you know, we hope that it's in good hands.
As police investigated, access to the terminals for both departing and arriving flights was impacted.
I know it's a sad Christmas story, but
this man visiting his adult children from New Jersey was trying to fly out to Southern California to see a friend who was dying. His flight was among the hundreds delayed and a few canceled because of bad weather. Then he found himself stuck, his son unable to get him.
they tried to rebook me the best they could. Wasn't very successful. That's why I'm here.
Joe reminding us what's important around the holidays, the health and safety of our loved ones. The delays and small cancellations because of bad weather really leaving him disappointed. Joe has known his friend since childhood.
It's kindergarten. For over 60 years.
Yeah, I could tell that's kind of on your
Yes, it is.
heart heavy.
Yes, it is.
Despite the way everyone thankful, there was no real threat. So just a scare here. As for who may have left that package, well, we're told that there is a network of security cameras. They're combing through it. There could be an arrest here depending on whether that person and what was inside, whether that was a malicious intention. As for the delays here, they've now grown to about 350 today. So a lot of people are being told to be waiting at the airport. The expected waiting time, about an hour and a half. So on this day after Christmas, as people are trying to reunite with family or get back home, you're just having to have some patience here, Anne.
Yeah, really tough day. And I'm sending Joe and his friend all our good vibes as well. Thanks, Veronica. The Trump administration carried out an attack against Islamic State forces in Nigeria yesterday, and questions are rising about the lack of transparency from the administration as Ukraine, meantime, continues to negotiate a deal to end the war with Russia. Olivia Rinaldi reports from the White House.
Defense Department video shows what it says was a U.S. missile launch on Islamic State forces in Nigeria late Thursday. President Trump said on social media there were, quote, numerous perfect strikes against what he called ISIS terrorist scum who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. And Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said there's, quote, more to come. Video from northwest Nigeria appears to show locals holding metal debris with a fire burning in the background. President Trump did not offer additional details about the operation, including casualties or what was specifically targeted. Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell told CNN she wants a lot more information.
What are his plans? I believe under the War Powers Act, he needs to be coming to Congress. He needs to be talking to Congress.
The military action in Nigeria comes amid new movement to end Russia's nearly 4-year-old war in Ukraine. On Friday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told reporters he'll likely meet with President Trump in Florida on Sunday. He said there's a broad agenda, including security guarantees for Ukraine, with that 20-point plan under discussion about 90% ready. Zelensky's announcement came after he said he had a good conversation with U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner on Christmas.
CBS News reached out to the White House for comment, but a Kremlin spokesperson told reporters today that Moscow has agreed to continue the dialogue. All right, back to our first alert weather. Taking a live look outside, those clouds still hanging around over the bay. Let's check back in with meteorologist Zoe Mintz.
They're getting a little bit darker right now, and the darker the clouds, the more moisture is in them, and the more likely they are to drop a little bit of rain. And that rain's been pushing over our North Bay communities for the past couple of hours, but again, we are continuing to see a light round of rain throughout the afternoon, maybe another round into this evening, and that's going to allow for us to pick up maybe a couple of hundredths to a half of an inch of additional rainfall. There was already some good rain early this morning. This is our view from on top of Black Mountain overlooking the Santa Clara Valley. Some rounds of showers this morning. Most of that shower activity, though, as you can see, has begun to lighten up just a little bit. Some peaks of clear blue skies behind it. And again, we are going to be seeing some rounds of rain followed by blue skies, followed by more rounds of rain. Again, very similar to yesterday, but not nearly as windy. However, still a first alert weather day in effect, mainly just for the purpose that there's a flood watch. And a flood watch through 10 p.m. tonight with any additional rain that's falling. Again, North Bay communities currently seeing it. So let's take us back down to the ground, show you that current radar, show you exactly where it's falling, because again, right now, it's nothing too impressive, nothing too crazy. This is our current radar, where again, just our North Bay community seeing it, maybe a little bit of rain heading over the Bay Bridge right now towards Oakland, and some light showers down into the Santa Clara Valley. The rain is going to continue this afternoon along that frontal boundary, although I think this looks a little bit more impressive than it actually is. Let me replay that, kind of show you what we can expect throughout the afternoon into the early evening hours. And then by the time that we step out overnight tonight, the center of that circulation moving overhead, bringing us an isolated light shower or two. But then by the time we wake up early tomorrow morning, all of the activity will be out of our hair, and we'll be seeing a lot more sunshine by Saturday and a lot drier weather with no more weather alert days in our future. Finally, after 6 days in a row with weather alert days, there's going to be a lot calmer, a lot quieter, and a lot cooler weather heading our way. Additional rainfall, again, nothing crazy, maybe a quarter to a half of an inch maximum, but those will be the highest totals on the highest elevations. The snow is beginning to wrap up as well, and all of that activity will come to an end through early next week before, look at those dates. That is actually New Year's Eve and into New Year's Day. We're looking at a more active weather pattern that's going to ramp up. So keep that in mind for any plans that you might have. You're going to have to keep that umbrella handy and keep the jacket handy as well. At least we'll have some dry time in between, though. Back to you.
Coming up on the afternoon edition, time to reflect on your personal wins for 2025. We all have some. We're going to return and hear from some people about their good news of the year. Well, as 2025 winds down, our doll Lynn is back with his annual holiday tradition. I love it every year, where he asks people on the street to reflect on some of their favorite moments of the year.
Can you hear that? There's this old song that keeps playing in my head. It goes like, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That call for kindness and unity is a timeless anthem that perhaps means more now than ever, given the violence, hate, and polarization we're seeing today. So let's do better. More civility, compassion, and the little things like actually hearing each other out. And let's not forget, there's still a lot of goodness around us. I'm setting up shop at San Francisco's Pier 39, asking people, what's your good news?
The good news for us is we both graduated from Cal State Long Beach with our BAs in theater arts, and we both got new jobs straight out of graduation.
Ecstatic, proud of myself.
I'm always trying to see the positive side of things. At the same time that I lost my father this year, I was able to accomplish something that he was actually dreaming with me as well, which is my dream job at Apple. I grew up in Brazil and always dreamed about being a designer, and this year I got the job at Apple, and now I'm able to accomplish this.
Our good news is we recently got engaged.
And she got a new job, and I got a new cat.
Really excited.
Yeah, we're thrilled. We're really happy.
My good news for 2025 was that I got married in May. Had a really fun time.
My good news is that we had a new baby this year. He's 3 months.
It's a strong, life-changing event. It changes your perspective on everything.
The good news is that we moved with the family from the Netherlands to the United States. So we immigrated and now we're living in the Silicon Valley.
I've made a lot of new friends over the year. It makes me feel happy that I have more people to play with.
My good news is that I recently relocated from New Orleans, Louisiana. I got a teaching position in Richmond and I am now living in Oakland, California. It's awesome because it's on the heels of 2 major losses. I lost my mom in 2023 and my son in 2017, so this is a nice transition and a brand new start, and I am very excited.
I've been HIV positive over 50 years. I'm doing better now. My health is 100% changed overall.
I've got some great news to share as well. My wife and I are expecting our 3rd child. We are incredibly excited, but also a little nervous for so many different reasons. That's why for our future generations, it feels more important than ever to bring back more hope, laughter, and of course, love for everyone. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
That was news to me. Congratulations, Da. That is just amazing. All right, still to come on the afternoon edition. Donate blood and get a little peace of mind. When we come back, we're going to have a look at a blood drive that hopes to keep everyone in the know. Well, today is the first day of Kwanzaa. It's a week-long African-American non-religious holiday celebrating family, culture, and social values. Each day of the holiday is dedicated to one of 7 defining principles, and today is Umoja. That means unity. And in the spirit of Umoja, the American Red Cross is holding a blood drive. It's called Pride and Purpose in Richmond. It's a special drive because this one's being held to support a 10-year-old girl who's been battling sickle cell anemia, a blood disorder that disproportionately affects people of African descent. Donors also have the opportunity to be tested for sickle cell trait, something organizers say is key to eradicating the disease.
We need more folks to make this a part of our culture because the truth of the matter is in our communities, we don't have enough donors. Sickle cell is something we could actually eradicate in 1 generation simply by knowing our status.
This event runs until 3 this afternoon at Richmond City Hall. All right, that is going to do it for the afternoon edition today. And we are streaming, remember, 24/7 on the free CBS News app. You can check us out anytime. Just go to Live and then choose Bay Area.